Welcome to Skyslope training. In today's video, we're going to demonstrate how you can write offers and send them through Digisign. First thing we're going to do is log into agent.skyslope.com. If you don't have a username and password, please feel free to reach out to Kendra at kjensen@remaxcenter.ca and she will provide you a username and password. If you are a Trev user, then you will have access to Skyslope through your Toronto Real Estate Board, and there's no need to go through this channel over here. So first thing we're going to do, I'm going to run a scenario. We're going to write an offer. So now we have found the property and we're going to write an offer. So how do we do that? We're going to go here on the left side. So we're going to write an offer. It's going to take you to this form. So we're just going to go over here to go right to this, let's this file going. So now we're going to apply the template. So once we apply the template, you're going to see that there are brokerage templates that are available. So for example, we are putting an offer on a residential property. So what we're going to do is we're going to get the residential freehold buyer, residential buyer right here. So select that and we'll be able to apply the template. If you are not a Trev user, there will be an authorization that is required. So you're going to have to let Aurea authorize your account. If you are a Trev user, there's no need for this. You will not see this prompt, but here we're just going to authorize Aurea. Make sure you have your realtor.ca password. If you don't have it, please sign for forget password. And there you go, authorization has been required. So now we can apply the template. So residential buyer, it's applied already, and this template is going to go show up. So from here, we're just going to select the agreement of purchase and sale. For now, we're just going to send them a buyer designated agreement and the confirmation of representation. And for here, once you check that, that's going to be selected. But from here, you can actually start working on the details once you click on it. Here's your agreement of purchase and sale, and this is the same as web forms. All we have to do is fill it out. Or here, if you like to get your work faster, I would just import the MLS data here, and we're going to select a property. So for example, this is the property that you are going to put an offer on. Let's find a property. So for example, this is the MLS, the property that we're going to put an offer on. Just type the MLS number there, and we're going to import this file. And we're going to say overwrite existing data with the imported file. So you can see there are fields here that are already set. But for now, we're just going to fill up the price and keep going down. I'm not going to do this demonstration. Everyone knows how to fill up the forms. The purpose of this is just to show you how this system works. For the Schedule A, you can just go here and click the schedule and add clauses. You can pick the category, you can pick the source, and for this, I would pick Ontario Real Estate Association, and from here, you can just pick up the clauses that you would like. What I do recommend, if you are a web forms user, feel free to go to Schedule A and just type in cut and paste your clauses and cut it right here to your Schedule A, and you can save them as your template, and then you won't be able, you don't have to keep redoing it all over again. And again, we're going to fill up the buyer designation. We're going to fill up the confirmation of cooperation. If we would like to add some forms at the lower left here, we can add forms from this file. So for example, we want to add the RICO information guide, we could do so, add your document. We can also upload an external file. So if we like to add an upload from an external file, we can do so as well. It's going to get a file here. So for example, Schedule B, add the document. So that's how you add your forms. Now from here, you can save the template once if you're doing first, and once you've got your clauses, you can save them as your template, and moving forward, you can use that template. You can download, you can share by email, and you can print. You can also mark up your tools here. If you're sending this for draft, you can just mark up the tools of just highlighting it. So for example, if you want to highlight it, you can do a highlight. You can just play around with this. Strike through, if you want to strike through, you can strike that through. And you can also add a text. So you can do this prior to sending this, and you can send it to your client, share by email for single PDF, individual or editable, and share it to your client prior to signatures. Now, for example, we've sent it already for their approval and they said, okay, it's good to go, I'm ready to sign. Now what we can do is prepare for signature. We just save that, remain our agreement. And here it's going to say who needs to be signed. So here needs to be signed, and it say this is our client, he needs to sign. And here we're going to put Robert Russell's email, which is our client. Hit next. And this part here, we're now in Digisign. This is very similar to Digisign. So for here, if you want to put an initial, just hit the initials over here. You can see they're already pre-printed. Signature, if you want to do a signature, you can just select signature and drop it where the signature boxes are. If you see, they're already pre-filled up. Full name, if you want to put the full name, the date, this is pretty straightforward, and the time if you want to do a checkbox. Text field, same thing here. We can just draw a box and write something down. Irrevocable to the seller. This is just an example. So you can type, strike, do what you want in this part here. So this is similar to where the DocuSign section is. And once we're ready, we just send them for signatures, send for signatures, and it's done. Now, I just want to call out a highlight that is different from web forms and DocuSign. Once you've sent this for signatures, you can actually correct this. So for example, you want to, the client says, Froylan, I gave you the wrong email address. Could you please correct? We can correct the envelope here. It's going to say correcting an envelope will require signed recipients to start over again. So we just correct the envelope. Once we correct the envelope, we'll be able to go back to this section, make our specific changes if we want to, okay? And if we want to change, for example, the email address, we can go to the recipients here, edit recipients, and we'll be able to change the email address if we want to. So once you hit send, it's ready to go. And similar to DocuSign, once they're all signed, everyone's going to get a copy, including you, and it's going to be right to your email. That really is the process of sending documents through DocuSign. It's the same as the listing or a transaction. It's the same exact process. And if you want to send, if you want to see what the documents have been signed already, you can go to the signed documents section. There's nothing here yet. Let me go on a file that has one. I think this one has one here. So if you go on the signed documents section here, this signed documents, you can actually send it right to share by email, either to the front desk, or you can send it to that link that front desk has sent you in order to your file to go directly to Skyslope Suite. If you're doing this yourself and you happen to go to your Skyslope Suite, this listing agreement, when you're adding your checklist, your documents to the checklist, it will automatically be available. You don't have to download anything. All you have to do is assign it. And again, here's the file details of this property. And if you want to see the templates, these are the templates that you can use. So you see, these are the brokerage templates. Feel free to use any of the brokerage templates. You can browse your libraries. These are the forms that are available, similar to web forms. And if you want to add a new clause, for example, you have a clause here that is, for example, custom to you, a development clause. Okay, so you can go on your commercial, and here you can write up your clause. For example, conditional for 90 days due diligence. And then you can create your custom clause. So if you have a custom clause, you can just go to that clause, and then you'll be able to use it. Going back to your files, just hit your files, and your files are right over here. If you want to work on your file, simply go to that file. Here are your forms. These are the envelopes. These are the signed documents. And that concludes this presentation. That's how simple it is to create Skyslope forms and offers and sending it through Digisign. This service is free, and it's part of our fees. And let's go ahead and use it, because it's going to be integrated with our new Skyslope suite, and with our administration as well. Thank you for watching the video. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to Froylan at remaxcenter.ca, and have a nice day.